So let's get started. Let's say what we have. So first we understand, stages of career counseling. There are different stages we have in career counseling. First one is definitely that we talked about choosing a career. I mean, what are the different stages in career where counseling is needed? So there are 4 different stages in career where counseling is needed. First, choosing a career. Now, unfortunately, entire market only talks about this. They understand career counseling means choosing a career. No, that's not it. That's just one stage of career counseling. But the first one is choosing a career. Second one is changing a career. When you want to change your career, that is when you need counseling too. But that's like it. That's a third stage. And fourth stage is doing or developing a career. How do you develop a career over the period of time? So there are 4 different stages you have: choosing a career, changing a career, making a career, and doing a career. Another word, developing a career. So let's say what we have. We have a different solutions to begin with. But before we do that, let's understand in the prospects of career counseling. What all prospects are there in the career counselings? Possibly what can be there? Who will you be counseling in career counseling? Definitely students, professionals, change maker. Change maker is somebody, who really want to make a change at any point of time in their life. So they can be one of your prospects. Maybe they were good students, they had a good professional life, but they want to change something. Change a society, change a pattern, change an ideology, anything. So one of the change makers, they would need career counseling. Social workers, they would need career counseling. And entrepreneurs, they would need career counseling. So career counseling is not limited to doing a job. Can you make a career? Making a business, being a businessman is a career. Business is not different than job, and career is not limited to a job. Business is a career. Every businessman has a resume. As long as you have a resume, you have a career. The different startups, they have somebody who is into social work. They also have to choose a career. It becomes very, very difficult for them sometimes to decide, because the entire world is between you. So social work is mostly to do with your heart. How do you feel about the world? However, there are times that you feel stuck in life. You feel so stuck in life because you want to listen to your heart, and this is what you want to do, but you know that your skills or your other areas, so you need to do something, you want to do something. So these are the prospects you will have for career counseling. Yeah, so we have just covered one slide, Vidulata. We were talking about that career has the 4 stages of career counseling, not just one, not just choosing a career. It's a choosing a career is just one stage of career counseling. There are different stages in career where counseling can be needed. Like when someone is choosing a career, counseling can be needed there. When someone is changing a career, counseling can be needed there. When someone will try to make a career differently, vastly, then counseling can be needed. And where someone just want to develop their career ongoing, step by step, their counseling can be needed. So 4 different stages, not just one. Second we covered is what are the prospects? Who possibly people would be who are taking the help of career counseling? Students can be, definitely, while choosing a career. Professionals can be, while changing a career. Can be change maker, making a career, making a different career. And like many IITians, they leave their job, or and they start something else very different than what they were doing. And then can be social workers, can be entrepreneurs. Somebody started a business and they have been doing good business, then they stopped, they prepare for the government exam, they cracked IAS, IPS, or vice versa. Somebody already cracked IIT, they left everything, they started a business. So it can be different, or maybe even in entrepreneurial journey. So somebody started small business from this, and they continue to wanna They still want to be a businessman, but not in the same field, maybe differently. So career is not limited to job. People have mistaken it. And plus, this is not only about choosing a career. Now, third thing that we talk about it, as a counselor, what you should be doing as a counselor when you talk about career counseling. What's your job? And this is where your job starts. Keep these important points in mind. First of all, encourage the creativity and innovation. This is very important. Like any time when someone is coming to choosing a career, changing a career, making a career, developing a career, in all 4 different stages, it's important that you encourage creativity and innovation. Whatever they do, however they do, because if you help them, let's say if they are changing a career from training to coding, they want to be a programmer. If the career they are choosing, if there is no creativity and innovation in any career they are choosing, chances are they'll be fed up from their career. So keep creativity and innovation in your mind while you are, encouraging someone to choose, change, develop, or make their career. Because these 2 words are the soul of career and job and entrepreneurship or business or anything. Any job, any career where there is no creativity, no innovation, chances are they won't do good. You can also encourage them, develop creativity and innovation inside them, no matter what career they have right now, what career they're going to choose. These are 2 great words. Otherwise, without these 2 good skills, no matter what career they choose, they won't really do good in there. So first idea is to encourage creativity and innovation as a counselor. Normally, whatever career or whatever person you are counseling on, always encourage. Second is, groom your candidate for the right job. It's also important that you groom your candidate for the right job. Sometimes it's not about just, like I said, and this is where the difference comes. Your job as a counselor is not only to tell someone what career may be suitable for them, but also if someone, let's say someone has all out of 10 skills, someone has 9 skills, but they are lacking 1 skill. This is your job as a counselor to groom them for the certain skills so that they can fit to a certain career. It's not just advice, not just a consultation. So if you find that somebody's really, really great at this skill, all they need to develop is the comm skills, you certainly need to help them groom. Either groom yourself or help them groom. Because instead of directly telling what to join, what not to join, what is suitable, what is not suitable, it's important to see if they can be groomed on certain skills, certain critical skills that they would need for a certain career. Let's say somebody is really interested in engineering, but they hate mathematics. This is going to be a problem. They hate trigonometry. They hate all this. Because if you don't really help them groom on certain things, no matter what career you think they are suitable for, they will end up miserably failing in that career. So as a counselor, not as a consultant, and I will keep telling you 2 words, you're not a consultant, you're a counselor. And there's a difference. So your job is also to help them groom before you tell them what career is suitable for them. There are a lot of benefits to this. First, if you ask me to work on a certain skill, and if I'm not able to work on that skill, it's not a good idea, because just helping someone choose a career or change a career or make a career or develop a career won't really make them a good person or a happy person or a successful person if they cannot adapt, change. But if you see, before you telling them what to do, if they're not able to grow even 1 tiny skill, chances are they won't do really good in the other career. I think my camera got off. Okay, I seriously need to work on. So that's one thing. Next thing we have is instill a vision and devise the mission. Before you tell people what to choose, see if they already have a vision for it. If they do not have a vision, neither a mission, what they're gonna, it's okay and easy to tell what to choose, but what about afterwards? Okay, I chose this. You took me in the confidence, you convinced me, and I chose this. What now? I don't know where to go. See, if I don't have a vision that why I'm choosing, so keep the why factor. This is one of the mistakes made by most of the so-called counselors, career counselors. They don't talk about why. They only talk about how you can do that, how you can do this, how you can do this, what you should do this. The main question is why. When somebody comes to, I want to be a doctor, the question is why. And the question is not enough. If you ask me why and I give you answer, this is why, if my why is not very strong, there is a good chance I won't go long. If you ask me why do you want to be a doctor? I say, well, because I want to make money. Okay, well, you can be a hawker, or maybe, maybe the other jobs, millions of jobs there, stock marketer, maybe you can make more money there. Because if money is the thing, and this is a secret I'm going to tell you, being a counselor, how you can make a difference and how can you be a great counselor when it comes to great career counselor. When you ask people why you want to do this, if they don't tell you the answer that is unique in that career, no, they're not the right fit for their career. I'll tell you why. See, if someone does not have that serving skills, serving nature, if someone does not have that, making a difference thing, or saving people's life, or doing a research, that can do massive impact in how people see health these days. If someone vision is not related with all these, if their vision is something else, there's a good chance they won't make great in the career. Why? Because the moment they start, of course they will make money, but the day they get to know that there are other careers where they can make more money than this career, they will be disappointed. They will again need to start feeling like changing their career. Why? Because they figured out that there are other careers they can make more money. So it's very important that every career has that unique aspect. If someone does not have that vision related with that unique aspect, they will not do good in that career. Because real soon they will figure out the other career has more money, other career has more fame. If someone wanna join engineering because of fame, they are mistaken. Because Bollywood has more fame. The moment they figure out, oh, Bollywood has more fame, they will no longer be interested and passionate about this engineering thing. So it's very important. This is a secret that you can learn as a counselor, where you can suggest someone a perfect career. Ask why, whatever possible careers they have, ask why, and see if their vision fits right to a certain career. If their visions don't fit right, not a suitable career. So it's very important that you instill vision and devise the mission. Speak candidly and work patiently. It's very, very important that you speak candidly because someone is at a point where they don't know where to go. Now, this moment is very important. If you're not candid, whatever way they choose, they don't even know if they're going to come back. And by the time they figure out they have to come back, how far they have gone. So this is a very critical moment. So you need to speak candidly. So candidly, because, and there's a reason why you need to speak candidly, because no career, either choosing, changing, making, or developing, no career is so easy. If you don't speak candidly, chances are when they start exploring that career, they will start coming across all those obstacles, hurdles, and they'll be like, wow, the counselor was saying this is a great career, you can make a lot of money, you can do this, but this is painful because you did not speak candidly. You already have, if you already had set expectations and spoke candidly, chances are, that they would be okay with this. I'll tell you why. Many people believe that is in hotel industry, being a chef and all, they feel that this is a great thing, but they have no idea how painful and how difficult environment the hotel industry had. Long shifts, back to back, continuous. It's really bad, at least for 4 or 5 years. Different languages people use. It's very bad. It's very difficult to survive. It's very important, very, very important that you speak candidly. Speaking candidly will clarify someone's why or reasons or missions. So this is how you should be as a counselor when you are being a career counselor. Encourage the creativity and innovation. If someone does not have creative mind, does not really like innovating, no matter what career they choose, they will never excel. First. Second, groom them for the right skill. Groom them for the right skill or right job. It's okay if they do not have all the skills, but you can groom them. And that is the difference between being a consultant and being job options. There are hundreds of different career people can get into with a degree of psychology. So it certainly can. So keep these 5 things in mind before suggesting someone as a career. This is going to be a good career. Any question, Mridu? Someone? ठीक है. Now let's talk about decision-making strategies. Okay. How do you decide, like you were asking question, aptitude test is important or not. So how do you decide? So this was definitely for career. The next is, how do you decide if this is the right career for someone? Either changing, choosing, making, or developing or doing. How do you decide? There are 4 different strategies that you can choose. First is data-driven decision. Self and people around you. So you need to collect a lot of data related to that career, and put all these data on these parameters. Possibles. Okay. Now, data-driven decision. So self and people around you. Put all the data and come to a decision by doing a data analysis kind of, where, so how many jobs were there, how many people were interested, worldwide data. Collect all the worldwide data and from your personal experience too, and do a data-driven decision. Is this a right for you or not, based on fitting that career onto all these parameters, all 5 parameters that I discussed. This includes your the counseling that you're counseling. So ask them how interested they were, what is their interest level. If this career requires 5 key skills, how many skills they already have? What is the success ratio of this? Data-driven decision. How many jobs are coming every day? What are the different authorities or like magazines they are broadcasting, or they are talking about its future or the growth? What is the capital market of have this domain? All the data-driven decision, first of all, including your counselees, their skills and will, the level of the will they have at this scale of 1 to 10, or you can choose anything you feel like, and the skill sets. How many skill sets, how many proven skill sets they have. Not like, oh, I think I'm good in it. Not like this. Data-driven decision. If I say I'm good in mathematics, okay, does my resume say this? Or who says that I'm good in? So first one is data-driven decision. Second is emotion-driven decision. Yours and your loved ones. When you say, So yours and your loved ones. So this is about someone who is choosing, changing, or making, or doing a career. So emotions driven decision. How much emotionally you are driven to this? How much this drives you emotionally? You and the loved ones around you. It's also very important because it's possible and it happens normally. You see that. Let's say you love that career and no one in your entire family, father, mom, anyone, no one is saying yes to this. Now you must be thinking, well, we shouldn't really care about our parents and all. I think we must. Why? Because don't forget that you are at this stage. Our loved ones, our own people have a lot of contribution in our success. Exceptions aside, but a lot of contributions in our success. Because when it comes to emotion, anything we do in our life, most of the time, whenever we have good moments, we always want to call one of our family members and tell them who we love the most. So if you are emotionally drained, emotion has a lot of energy and power, a lot of motivation. So if your entire family is no to this, it becomes very difficult. I'm not saying that someone will not do great. Of course, exceptionally people will, undoubtedly. But in a general, no. The ideal situation is if it's, the ideal situation should be like if you and your loved ones both are emotionally driven to that career. Next is ambition-driven decision. The only thing you care for. Think about it. Is this ambition-driven? Emotional-driven is, there are things about that career that really drives you. Ambition-driven is, this is the only thing that drives, the only thing that you care for, nothing else. If you care for really, being an architecture, building an architectures, or being an architect, it is something that really drives you. And only ambition means nothing else drives you, just this. So also C, so make a decision based on data, emotions, ambition, and condition. When you have nothing but this, what else we have? Strategies for choosing a career. What are the different, there are different strategies. Let's say when you're helping someone choosing a career, what are the strategies that you can follow? First, list down your choices, okay? Ask them to list down their choices, what all choices they have in their mind. IT, medical, engineering, law, management, whatever. Second is, rate your choices on popularity in developed country, 0 to 3. In developed country, not in developing country, because you want to know the height of those careers. So in developed countries, because it's a natural, if you are living in a developing country, you end of the day, if you want to make the most out of that career, you will look forward to go to a developed country. So you should see where the developed, because developed countries are the ones that decide the popularity and everything else, because we are naturally driven to those developed countries. So list down your choices, rate your choices on popularity in developed countries. Okay, so let's say US, IT 1, in US medical is 1, engineering is 2, law is 3. So, or developed countries, rate your choices 1, 2, 3. Rate your choices on a viability in the world market. Now rate your choices of what is the viability, how much viable this is from 1 to 3 in the world market, overall world market. IT is 1, law is 3, management 2. Do the research and find it out. Rate your choices as first, second, and third. And then rate your choices as first, second, and third. Like IT 1, law 1, medical 2, management 3. So what is the first choice or second choice you have or third choice you have? What is your choice? You want to do this, you want to do this after this, if not this, then this. Whatever the list that you have here. So first, listing everything, then marking, this thing in developed countries, popularity is this. So medical popularity is this. So different sections. So list of choices, popularity, viability, right? This way. And then your rating, 1, 2, 3. Do you want to first is your priority is IT, or your priority is law or medical? You list your choices. Then list down the motivators for each choices. Now you also may want to list down the motivators. What are the motivators you have for each choice? So you chose IT as first. What motivates you? Why IT? This is where the vision, mission, anything can be. What are the motivators that you have? Okay, let's say you chose IT because it leads change. The entire world, when it talks about change, IT leads. Higher salary, high salary you have. You look genius when you say people, maybe, advance in technology. So what are the motivating factors that you have? So list down these for each of them. Tag your motivators. Now once you have found all those motivators, now it's important that you tag your motivators. So motivators and tagging like must for life, need for life, and nice for life. First is leads change. Is it must for life, or is it need for life, or nice for life? Second is high salary. Is high salary must for life, need for life, or nice for life? Then look genius. Is it must for life, that if you don't look genius, or you cannot live? Or is it need for life? If you don't look genius, you won't have this, you won't have this. Or this is nice for life. You have everything else, plus you look genius, is good. It's a good feeling. Tag these motivators that you have. Analyze your choices. Now, see what order they fall and prioritize them from first to third. And always remember, when we talk about must for life, focus on must for life, because need for life is not as intense as must for life. Nice for life is not as intense as must for life. So see what are the motivation factors, and what motivation factors falls into must for life. How many? Let's say leads change, it falls for must for life. Okay, so if you have 6 motivation factors, out of 6 motivation factors, 3 of them are falling into must for life. Oh, that validates your motivation factors. Your motivation factors are really good because they all connect back to must for life. Without this, you cannot imagine life. That's important. Then analyze your choices, see what order they fall in, and prioritize them from first to third. And then again, prioritize your choices from first to third, keeping all these things in mind. Simple. List down your choices, then rate on popularity, rate on viability, then what is your priority, first, second. So after you have prioritized everything, so first 2 here you do, it's about the world's views on what you're choosing. Right from here, this is your choices as of now. When you dig deep in your choices, and then you find out what are the motivation factors, and then you say how important those motivation factors are. Just because it motivates me, will this stay, or will this fade away soon? And then after doing this, and then you prioritize from first, second, third. So that's the mechanics that you need to follow, helping someone choose a career. Any question you have here? Helping someone choose a career?
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
See, while giving these strategies to a client who comes to you for
Right.
choosing a career,
Right.
now you have given us a list that the client should, do some research work and find out
You can
whatever.
do that. You
So
can do that.
that's what I wanted to ask.
Yes.
The counselor also needs to have the research work done before that.
Counselor needs to do that. These are not for the
Okay.
clients. Yes.
Counselor needs to do that.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
You should need to do that. And then with discussion, these are very tangible ways of, deciding something and deciding something right.
Okay.
Yes, this is a process that you can do that. Then we say changing a career. You already have a career, right? Now you want to change the career. See, it normally happens. A lot of people will come, they are not satisfied with the job. You know that a lot of people are not satisfied with the job. They say they are in a different career, they have a different skills, they want to do this, they want to do that. Because same thing, and remind yourself, it's possible that when someone chooses a career, like I said, as a counselor, you need to be full of possibilities. It's possible that somebody did not have the right choice. Okay, that's okay. Because this is not where life ends. There is a thing called change a career. And so is a career changing counseling. So list down 5 negative impacts of changing. First of all, because many times when people want to change a career, they want to change a career out of infatuation, out of impact. They watch someone doing something like, wow. They met one of their friends and they're like, wow. They saw a news, they just get infatuated. It's normal. People always love the other side of, they always believe the other side of grass is green, and they're like, wow, I wish I was this. So first, list down the 5 negative impacts of changing career. If you change this career, what are the 5 negative impacts? Because sometimes people are so much driven with positive impacts. Positive impacts overcloud their mind, and they're like, wow, I'm gonna this. They start living in a daydream, not really knowing and understanding that they are the risk factors. So first, list down that, and this is not something to demotivate. This is something to be candid, be practical. So that even if the journey is painful, there is no problem if the journey is painful. There is no problem if changing a career is painful. Problem is when you have no idea that this is going to be painful. So you should have idea that this is how it's going to be. And then you decide so that you make informed decision. So list down the 5 negative impacts of not changing career. So let's say if you do not change a career, then what are the 5 negative impacts that you will have? If you do not change your career, you leave everything as it is. So this is the point to understand that are there really negative impacts of not changing career, or this is just because you got infatuated? Are there problems? Real problems? Or the problems only in your mind? Or problems are momentary? So if you don't change, what are the 5 negative impacts? Many times you'll find people to stop here, right here on the first step. They're like, well, negative impact, I don't think so. Why do you want to change anyway? And if you change, you will not be able to pursue, because changing is not changing, it's a transitioning. And it's a painful process. If you do not have enough reasons to hang on to for other careers, the moment you have, so this is very normal psychology of human. The moment they have, they step on the pain, they step back. Because pain is not natural with us. So when they will be changing their career, they will have a lot of painful moments. And when the mind will find, when mind would want to resist all those pain, and mind won't find a lot of motivation for it, mind will like step back. Mind is like, why I'm taking pain anyway? I don't have enough reasons. So first, 5 negative impacts of not changing the career. If I don't change the career, what are the 5 negative impacts that can be? Second, list down 5 positive impacts if you change your career. Okay. What are the positive impacts? What are the new 5 things which is going to happen if you change your career? Then list down the 5 risks. If you change, what are the 5 risks if you change normally? What are the 5 risks that you can have? Everything is good. You might jeopardize entire thing. So negative impact of not changing, positive impacts of changing, risks of changing. This might happen, this might not happen. What is risk? Risk is not one side. This might or might not, 50-50. A risk is a line between positive and negative. That's all. A risk is nothing. It's just a line between positive and negative. Not sure this will count onto positive or negative sides. Then tag your risks with affordable and unaffordable. Let's say you came up with the 5 risks of changing a career is whatever the 5 risks are, and then tag those 5 risks with, is it affordable? Is it not affordable? Affordable, not affordable. And see the numbers. Out of 5 risks, how many risks are affordable? It's okay to take risks. Question is, are these affordable? Can you afford it? If you can afford it, okay, take it. If you cannot afford it, think again. Or maybe prepare yourself until you can afford it. Let's say the risk is that you need monthly income because you have to support your family. For example, there is a risk. They are dependents. You have dependents. You do not have enough money in your bank to feed them, to take care of them, and you really care for them. You have a risk. They respect you. They think you're sensible. They think you're mature. They think you know what responsibility is about. Okay, all right. So be a good counselor. Be a counselor with full of life and possibilities, not just a decision maker for them. And tell them, okay, if you really want to do this, all right, let's bank 2 lakhs, and then you have a 6 months. So buy your time, buy your risks. Turn the unaffordable risks into affordable risk. Then take a leap. Yes. Step 5, create 3 plans for each situations. Okay. Each situations that you have, create 3 plans. How will you handle change with the change of career? So 3 plans basically. See, the moment you change, so how will you handle change with the change of career? There will be a lot of changes in life. So what are the changes going to happen? How will you handle them? Do you have strategies? Let's say the moment you chose to change the career, inform your family was like, no, they were really disappointed. Do you have a ways to handle it? First is. Second is, what you're going to do if you change your mind after changing your career? You change your career and then you change your mind in between. What are you going to do? Do you have a way to switch back? What are the options you have? Create those options. What are you going to do? Or will you be blank? I don't know what I'm going to do because I never thought about it. But that is the job of a counselor. You need to help them figure out what are you going to do. Then what are you going to do if it's too late to change your career and get your career back? Second is, let's say it's too late. There is no way you can get back. What are you going to do now? So help them come up with the options. The moment you let someone go through all these strategies, changing a career will be very, very clear in their mind if they really want to do. It's like helping them explore all the possibilities, touch base all the points they possibly can have or situations. And then, okay, then let them decide. This is a way to make an informed decision. So change of career, plan A. Let's say, for example, if I can say to change of career. So plan A, moving out of the other city. How to handle of the change. B, plan B, selling out the old car. Plan C can be, renting out a smaller apartment nearby the office, because there will be a lot of change. Let's say you change your career from a good IT job to a musician. You wanted to be a musician now. What do you want to do? There will be a lot of change, or there will be financial crunch. You will have less money. What are the options that you have? How will you handle the change? Okay, you want to move out the city? You can move out the city. Moving out of the city to the other city, or you can sell the old car you have old stuff. You start following minimalist. Maybe you change your life approach. As long as you have that career phase, you become minimalist. Minimalist is only keeping things that are important to you. That's all. or renting out a smaller apartment nearby the office, living nearby the office, or renting out smaller apartments so that you don't have to worry about the traveling and all. How would you do? So just an examples, like this is something that you can plan. And just like this, you create 3 plans for each situations. First situation is, how will you handle the change with the change of career? There will be a lot of change when you change the career. How will you handle this? Second is, if you change in between, if you change your mind after changing your career, what are you going to do? And third is, if you have no choice that you can go back, what are you going to do now? So just like these 3 examples for all of these. When you start thinking through, you will realize you will actually think through, and then you will make a very, very informed decision. And that's the job of a counselor, that you need to talk. You don't have to be rude to be candid, okay? This is generally mistaken by people. People believe that they have to be rude to be. You don't have to be rude to be candid. In fact, being candid is a beautiful way of telling the truth without without letting it hurt. So that's what it is. Any question on this while changing a career?
So third point.
Yes, third point. List down the 5 risks if you change. If you change, you change. So if you just change your career, not change your change there. So if you change your career, what are the 5 risks that will involve? Family risks, social risks can be, financial risks can be. What are the risks that will involve? Keep those in mind. And then quickly come and start tagging these risks. Emotional risks, I can handle. I can explain my family. This is what I always wanted to do. You have always been with me. You have known how I am. Whatever I picked, I did my best. I excelled. I promise we can do. Financial risk, do I have enough money? So this is it.
Okay.
All 5 risks and tag. Is it affordable? Not affordable. Affordable? Not affordable. Let's say financial risk, affordable. All other risks, affordable. Emotional, not affordable. But do you have someone who can bank? Let's say your family is not ready, but maybe your father is ready. So your family will not listen to you, but your family will listen to your father. Could you explain your father? So if you can handle him, he'll handle family. Can this be affordable? So it's a very strategic way of helping someone getting the right decision. Not just merely on confidence or interest. Oh, you want to do this? Of course, this is one life. Why don't you do? Let's do this. No. That's the most dangerous thing a counselor can do. Pushing someone, and then they will keep coming back counseling. Next time they will call you. They will not call you for career counseling. They'll call for depression. They'll call for loneliness. They'll call for rejection. They'll call for, your business will still continue. So that's very unethical, by the way. Like I always say, you're a great counselor if a person comes to you over and over again, but a bad counselor if a person comes to you for the same reason over and over again. Mr. Damberg must be happy, but in this case, he will not come for the same reason. So first he'll come for depression, then he'll come for loneliness, then he'll come for rejection. Not really. So this is what you do. You should take a moral and professional responsibility as a career counselor. So yeah. Okay. Heyman, you have any question? You have insightful questions, so I would love to answer if you have more.
No, nothing so far.
Okay, very good. Then we have, we talk about developing a career. What do you need to do when you develop or you do your career? List down the challenges are facing. So what are the challenges you're facing? List down those challenges when you're developing your career. So you have a career, you want to go step ahead, right? So list down what are the challenges you have that you're not able to move in your career. What's stopping you there? Then filter out the key challenges. Now there will be a lot of challenges coming. This too, a lot of challenges will come in. Second job is filter out the key challenges. Pick 3 of them. Main challenge that, because many times you will see that many of the challenges are because of one challenge. If this is solved, these all problems will be solved. So filter out the key challenges, 2, 3. List down the known and unknown reasons for each challenges. Now, so challenge 1, challenge 2, challenge 3, list down the known and unknown reasons. Let's say, I'm not able to get promotion. For example, one of the challenges has been 3 years. What are the known reasons? There are reasons that you know why you were not promoted. There are reasons that you don't know. So list down the reasons. So, okay, I'm not promoted, maybe because I don't have leadership quality, but I'm good at this. I'm not promoted because I'm not friendly with people. I'm not good with the team. I'm not promoted because I'm not very punctual or maybe reliable, or maybe I'm not promoted because maybe I don't really take initiatives. I'm not promoted because I don't really connect with a lot of people, a lot of things. So known and unknown reasons that you don't know. So what are the possible, known and unknown reason can be? Tag the solutions with the doable and doable. Now, whatever reasons you have pinned down, tag the solutions that, okay, I'm not friendly with people. Can I be friendly with people? Answer is yes, I can be. Or answer is no, I don't think. It's not doable. I don't know how to friendly with people. I'm too introvert. I don't like people. Maybe. It's possible. It's okay. It's not necessarily that can I be friendly with people? Everyone has to be. For some people, maybe this is one of the biggest challenge. They just cannot. Then we might want to think of the solutions later on. So first, is it doable or not doable? Can it be done? It cannot be done. First dance. So put it under the category of those challenges. So first, key challenges, filter out key challenges, known, what are the challenges that you know, and then known challenges, doable or undoable category. Then rate all the doable categories with easy to difficult, rating 0 to 1. So let's say doable. Yeah, you need to be friendly. You need to take initiative. How easy or difficult it is at the scale of 1 to 10. So friendly, I think at the scale of 9, because I cannot be friendly. Then you say initiating, new task that you want to initiate. You want to take initiatives in the team. I think this is easy, 5. Then whatever doable you have, put those doable, at the easy to difficult level. So 1 to 10, where you can say, 1 is easiest, 0 is like absolutely easy, 10 is the most difficult. Then pick the easiest doable solution and start working on those. This is where you start solving. The easiest doable that you have. Okay, I can take initiative. There is no problem. I had 3 initiatives in the mind. Go and start taking that initiative to begin with. Everything changes with one change. So when you start, everything is connected. Everything is connected. You never know. When you start taking initiatives, people will start paying attention on you. People will start seeing. To take that initiative, you might have to speak with other people, get others' help. You might have your own group created where you're leading. People will see you're leading. You're making a change. You'll get noticed in management. A lot of things will start happening. It's like, do what you can do, because anyway, you cannot do what you cannot do. But when you do what you can do, you don't even have the time to think what you cannot do. It's about doing and taking action. And this is the way you can strategize. And then you do. So that is when you comes to developing a career. And then gradually start picking everything the same way. List down the challenges, filter key challenges, right? And after filtering key challenges, put down the possible solutions, tag the solutions with doable, not doable, doable, easy to difficult level, and start doing what is the easiest one. And everything will impact gradually. So that's what it is. Making a new career is going to be, it's like very different, absolutely different, not just changing, but absolutely different, something that you can make impact, being very successful. Do a detailed need identification for the acceptability of a new career. Absolutely different, has no match from your last career. You want to make a difference, you want to be super successful in this. So a detailed need identification for the acceptability of a new career. You know, why would you accept a new career? What are the need identification that you have? Then plan out your USPs and sales pitch to create a potential buyer for this. So it's a new career is mostly about, something that's absolutely new. So first you see what are the acceptability you have, how much this career will be accepted by people or by market that you're trying to do. Plan out your USPs. What are your USPs? What are the unique skills or unique factors, unique selling points you have in your new career? Career that's not easily accepted or found, not really touched by many. Thinking through if you will jump in full-fledged or transitioning as it seems right. And then decide, what do you want to do? Do you want to immediately jump on that new career, or you want to do a transition from your old career to a, so do you want to follow a changing career approach, or you want to stop and start something absolutely unique or new? It can be from changing from job to business. Somebody who's been in a job, all of a sudden something happened, he stopped doing a job, took all the risks, everything, and start building a new career. Career not known to people, not accepted by people, not very famous in the market, and thinking through a big success, making a difference, disrupting the market, something like this. Figure out your fallback plans in case it doesn't work out. It's very, very possible that figure out your fallback plan just in case if it doesn't work. What do you want to do? Do you want to still continue or maybe do a small version of it, or you want to switch back to your old job, or you want to, what do you want to do? So fallback plan is very, very important in anything that you do. You will have less people for making a, making a career kind of. Making a career is making your career yourself, something of your own. Not changing a career. This is the difference between it. It's not changing a career. So making a career is about a new career, not established, not known to by people. Changing a career is changing one established career to another established career. Making is all about new. So this is what it is. See the acceptability. Why do you think this will be accepted? What are your USPs? Who will be your buyers, potential buyers who will like to hear about this or maybe give you more opportunities? Or and then see, how do you want to do that? Do you just want to stop in whatever you're doing, or you want to do a transition, gradually trying new things out? When the new things has picked up, and then you want to leave the old one. And just in case it doesn't work, what are your fallback plans? How would you fall back? Where would you fall back? So these are the 4 steps that you have. What you can keep in mind is, first of all, you don't choose on behalf of your counselee. Okay, it's always this is why these are detailed processes, so that they never feel that you're choosing something. It's like your job is to keeping everything crystal clear. Challenges, options, possibilities, everything. And always being one of the most positive, being candid, but being positive. Sometimes people think, okay, what happened if I don't have these skills? I have the will. Okay. Then if you have the will, why don't you get these skills and then you get started? If you have the will, this way you will also be able to test your will, how strong will you have anyway. Why don't you learn this first? And then you start a career, because anyway, you know that if you don't have the right skills, you're going to struggle, and struggle really bad. So why to make your career as a struggling phase? Why not to try yourself and test yourself, how strong you are? It's like keeping the options for them, not saying no to nothing, but just telling that if you say yes to this, what are the things that you need to have? Are you ready? If you're ready, test yourself now and come back and tell. So it's not a one-time decision that you somehow play the numbers and you say, you know what, this is a good thing for you. That's not a good idea. So yeah, generally what I have known and seen, this is funny, that people do a career counseling in a batch and then telling you, okay, engineering has this prospect, this has this prospect, you can be doing this, you can be doing this. Oh, that's not enough. Maybe astronaut is a really fascinating career, but I know nothing about science. I hate science. So being practical, not being rude, being practical. Second thing that you need to keep in mind is you're a counselor, not an astrologer, okay? So don't predict, but analyze. Don't work on prediction. Do analysis. Analysis that they understand too, not just you understand in their language. Analysis has to have that simplicity. The next is, career is not about first job or second job. It's all about, it's about all jobs. And I think this is what I have been, I said to you before. It's not about the first job that, okay, I landed into engineering job. Now what? I hate engineering. I hate going in the field. I hate the kind of environment it is. It's not about one job. Always remember, this is not about job. You're not preparing people for jobs. You're preparing people for career. List of jobs or continuously, development in the job is called career. And the job keeps changing in the same career, depending on the position, location, environment, domain. So you're preparing someone for a career, not for a job. So you might want to tell them anything and everything. People believe career is about landing a job. You got a job and your career is good. That's not a career. Career is made in course of time. You can't say you have a career when you've landed in the job. You will be able to say you have a career when you have completed 5 years or 10 years or 15 years or 20 years. That's when you call you have a career in it. Don't suggest what's good and bad, suggest what's easy and difficult. Take this. This is one of the greatest takeaways for you. Never, as a counselor, don't say what is good, what is bad. Say this is easy, this is difficult. That's all. There's no such thing as good and bad. It's easy and difficult, easy and difficult. So that if someone has that courage and determination, perseverance to do that, they will do that. It's easy and difficult, not about good and bad. This will also help you to help the families when they say this is good, this is bad. It's not about good and bad. Something they're thinking is good is most difficult for their kids. So it's about easy and difficult. That's all. Don't suggest what they can and they cannot. Ask what they want and they don't. It's not about they can or cannot. It's about what they want to do or what they don't want to do. If they really want to do, they have a great will to do, maybe they will get their skills and put them to get their skills. Let them test themselves. Testing is a great thing because, the beauty of test is where it reveals your weaknesses. It is the only way you get to know your strengths. If no one is ever put to a test, they will never know what they are worth of. But the test is the only way you get to know, okay, so you can do this. Very good. Thank you very much, everyone.